Hello there, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our live reading of Warrior Goddess Training. We started in September to celebrate the 7th birthday of Warrior Goddess Training by HeatherAsh. I am Sarina Harz, I use she, her, and they, them pronouns, and I am one of the Warrior Goddess mentors. So yesterday we started lesson 6 and talking about our will and that energy center in our belly where we really focus our intent and we go after what it is that we want. We drop into our power. So we're going to start with a mini meditation and then we will move into the continuation of this lesson 6 in Warrior Goddess Training. So we'll be picking up at page 78. But first, let's all get grounded together. So shutting down your eyes if that feels good in your body today. And if not, just looking off to the side so you aren't staring at the screen. Oh, good. So deep breath into your body. Say hello to those lungs and your belly. And big exhale. Yeah. And making that sound can really help us really let go. So another deep inhale. Holding at the top. Big exhale. Good. And one more. Awesome job. You are doing great. So, allowing yourself to just settle in here. So, calling back any energy that might be floating with to-do lists or things that you have to do after this, where you were before. And so, just calling all that energy back into this space, into this moment. And really giving yourself this gift of the next 15 or 20 minutes, allowing yourself to be held, to be read to. Allowing yourself to really be present, to ground into your own physical form, to lean into the earth for support with your feet, with your bottom, with your energy. And then for our time together today, just choosing a word of intent. Maybe it's your intent for this new moon, this blessed new moon, and this next cycle. Or maybe it's just for right now. Maybe it's for today or this week. Just allowing yourself to focus your attention. Where do I want to put my energy? Where do I want to put my focus? Beautiful. And putting one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Beautiful. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes or bringing your gaze back here. Oh, thank you, Yvonne, for the in the chat. Those are beautiful. Hi, Sarah in Denmark. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay. So, Warrior Goddess Training. We're going in. So we're on lesson 7. Nope. We're in lesson 6. Claim your strength and ignite your will. And we're picking up at getting back to authentic action. So if you're in the paperback, it's on page 78. And I actually don't have my hardcover nearby. So it should be close to that, I think. And you can just listen along. Okay. Getting back to authentic action. As we learn what we really want, many of us realize that we have actually misused our will up until this point in our lives. Most likely, you have learned to use your will for one main purpose: to stay safe. There are many ways we create a false sense of safety. By trying to control, nope, I'm just going to start over. Can you tell I haven't had my coffee this morning? Okay, let's try this again. Getting back to authentic action. Take 2. As we learn what we really want, many of us realize that we have actually misused our will up until this point in our lives. Most likely, you have learned to use your will for one main purpose: to stay safe. There are many ways we create a false sense of safety. By trying to change and manipulate our environment, controlling. By bouncing from thing to thing, distracting. By hiding and pretending to be small, isolating. By making sure others like us, pleasing. I call these 4 ways of being our core strategies. I first wrote about these strategies in one of my first books, Spiritual Integrity, with my co-author, Raven Smith. Here's a synopsis of how our strategies sap our energy, sap our strength, and how to take back our power from them. Our core strategies for coping. As women, most of us have a bit of all 4 strategies working within us. We also have a whole lot of one of them within us. Your core strategy is your go-to response, which gives you a sense of power when you feel scared or confused. The purpose of our core strategy is to keep the world manageable and to create a sense of safety and stability. Controllers. So now we're going to go through the 4 strategies. So you might feel into, oh, this one's definitely me, or this one might be me, right? Okay, so here we go. Or that one's definitely not me. Okay, controllers. Controllers feel safe when they are in control of the world around them or their own internal world. Controllers can be great leaders and visionaries, but often their gift is used to squash uncomfortable situations, to force people to do what they want them to do, and to limit expression. Controllers manage their own and others' emotions through subtle or blatant domination or manipulation. They believe their way is the right way. Distractors. Distractors keep themselves safe by staying busy and checked out. Instead of feeling their feelings or facing discomfort, distractors spend hours playing video games, doing projects or hobbies, talking to friends, seeking out anything that can be a distraction. Distractors have a great gift of multitasking and are often mentally nimble, but their energy is easily scattered, and they have a very difficult time focusing and creating what they want in the world. Distractors. Oh, I just read that. I'm cracking up at myself this morning. I am so sorry. I am a distractor, and so I got distracted by the comments in the chat. And I almost reread Distractors. Okay, moving on to isolators. Isolators habitually hide when they are scared or are in an uncomfortable situation. This hiding may be a physical or emotional retreat. When triggered, or before there can be any trigger, isolators head for the safety of the hills. Isolators often have a strong connection to spirit and an excellent sense of self, but they are split between a yearning to be deeply seen and understood and a desire to be invisible. they habitually constrict their energy and their choices. Pleasers. Pleasers believe they will only be accepted and safe when they are helping others. Pleasers constantly scan other people's reactions, wanting to make sure that everyone is happy. Their gifts are sensitivity and an aptitude for sacred service. But when they are in their strategy to keep safe, they become hypervigilant and outer focused. The result is they often feel victimized and resentful. Pleasers often feel lost when they are not caretaking or acting to satisfy the perceived needs of others. How do you react to stressful situations? Do you take control, suddenly find something else is more important, isolate yourself, or caretake and please others? Look for your core strategy, the one you default to when you are surprised or overwhelmed. If you're like most people, there is a part of you that doesn't want to change, that is invested in the strategy you have created, and that believes fully that your strategy will keep you safe. Your core strategy is so woven into the fabric of your being that it will take focused action to untangle what is your true, authentic power. And that is a strategy. Here's an exploration. Spend the next few days witnessing your strategy. How does it play out in your life? How does it affect you? Play with being inspired by the brilliance of your strategy, not overwhelmed by its strength. Notice how it served you in the past, knowing as you gain awareness of the ins and outs of your strategy that you are gaining power over it. Ask yourself, am I willing to learn to live beyond my strategy? Am I willing to take the risk to do what needs to be done so I can live from my integrity in every aspect of my life? What do I need to do to cultivate more willingness? Often, when you begin to unravel your strategy, the response is, but how else could I act? What should I do? Your perception can become so narrowed by your core strategy that you often see no other options of how to be. You have mistaken this core strategy for who you are. And as you start to challenge the strategy, you can feel insecure and out of control. This is where willingness comes in. Instead of becoming overwhelmed and confused, you can learn to consciously cultivate your desire to live as a warrior goddess beyond your strategies. Your willingness will be the fuel as you untangle your strategies and learn new channels of behavior. By cultivating conscious willingness, you will stay steady through the uncomfortable places as you unravel your authentic choice from your strategies. Willingness does not mean that you have it all figured out or that you know what comes next. Willingness is a state of opening to anything that arises and staying present with whatever your mind, emotions, and body are doing. True willingness has to begin somewhere, and that somewhere is the truth. Not where you wish you were or think you should be, but where you really are in this moment. You need to be truly willing to tell yourself the truth about what you want to transform in your life. As a warrior goddess, your strength is in embracing the challenges of life, loving all of you, including your weaknesses, and saying yes to discomfort. This does not mean seeking out drama or difficult situations, but using everything in your life to foster more resilience, courage, and core strength. I recently heard about some new studies on stress that challenge everything we've been told about how stress is bad for us. This new research suggests that stress might actually be good for you as it helps build strength and focus when it is needed most. I'm also going to add a caveat here because this book was written in 2014. And we've been under a lot of stress during the pandemic and all the other things that are happening around the world. So, although stress is good for us in short doses. What we're experiencing right now is more than that. Okay, back to our reading. Health psychologist Kelly McGonigal believes the harmful effects of stress may be a consequence of our perception that it is bad for our health. But the stress itself is not inherently bad. Nature seems to have the same message for us, warrior goddesses. You can use your environment and experiences to gain strength and resiliency. When steel is tempered, heat and pressure are used to strengthen the metal. When a butterfly first begins to emerge from its cocoon, it must struggle in order to strengthen its wings. If someone frees the butterfly from its cocoon prematurely, it will not be able to fly because its crucial tempering stage will not have occurred. In one experiment, where an entire ecosystem was created within a protected bubble, the healthy trees fell unexpectedly. Researchers later realized that these trees needed wind in order to build their structural strength to stay upright. If we try to avoid the hard work of breaking down our old confining structures, or if we make other people responsible for our own freedom, we'll not have what it takes to truly inhabit our essential nature. When we stand in our own center, the challenges we encounter temper us. We can see our inner and external struggles as the cocoon or in the wind, the very thing that will strengthen our wings and let our branches reach up to the sky. I found that when I am in a tough situation, such as under a deadline or in a hard emotional place, if I can focus on being creative and curious about how I am being tempered or strengthened, I thrive. Artists often say that scarcity, tension, and time constraints can improve their work. Explore shifting your attitude so that all your challenging experiences can foster your power and flexibility and allow you to spread your wings wide. True warrior goddess strength embraces the difficult shadow aspects of ourselves. Strength is not about overpowering that which we do not understand or which scares us. It's about learning to courageously work with the energies of life. This is a beautiful internal move to not use the power of the shadow against ourselves, but as a source of energy. Pure acceptance and love is the most direct way to tame our internal demons. Anger, judgment, frustration, and fear only feed the destructive elements. When we truly open our heart and move from peaceful stillness, we can befriend our fierceness. We cease trying to govern ourselves or others and choose to creatively direct our emotions and fear. We learn to set clear boundaries and to clarify our expectations with grace and dignity. Strength reflects a strong, conscious container that embraces all parts of self. We are each intimately linked to our desires and feelings, which are not something to ignore or battle. Working with rather than against ourself grants us the energy to clear out old wounds, to reveal hidden limitations. When we accept our warrior goddess power, we stop using other people's opinions against us and focus on improving our opinion of ourselves. We stop taking anything personally and move past the victim/perpetrator, right/wrong models to step into the power of gentleness and the fierceness of compassion, which exists beyond blame and self-doubt. Being a goddess means valuing yourself highly. It is an attitude of self-respect and self-love without compromise. Being a warrior goddess means being comfortable with both your power and your vulnerability, knowing they are both strengths. I'm just going to finish. Experimenting beyond strategies. Each of the strategies above has a gift, a core strength that when used consciously helps us to align with our authentic power. But to move past using our strategies unconsciously takes discipline. Discipline is not a punishment, but an ally to help us focus and direct our will and attention exactly where we want to go. I love this quote from empowered fitness guru Patricia Marino. Discipline is freedom. It is you getting yourself to do what you really want to do. One of the best ways to release unconscious strategies and do what you really want to do, respond how you really would like to respond, and act as you really want to act, is to run experiments to free up your energy. We want to live authentically, not automatically. This is a shift away from the will of our strategy and into the will of our strength. These types of experiments are similar to what the Toltec call not doings. A not doing is an action that you take for no reason except to break old patterns. Some simple examples of not doing are eating with your non-dominant hand, driving to work a different way each day, or digging a deep hole and then filling it up again. The goal of not doings is twofold: to help you learn to put 100% of yourself into an action for no reward or reason, and to shake up habitual ways of being. Since strategies are unconscious habits, not doings are a great way to create more fluidity and choice. What we are experimenting with are new ways of taking action. So start by watching your patterns and habits around your strategy. When do you control, distract, isolate, or please? Witness your behaviors and reactions without judging yourself. It can be frustrating to see how often you are acting from strategy rather than authenticity. But stay lighthearted, and curious. Michelle, it's Warrior Goddess Training by HeatherAsh. And you can get it wherever books are sold, usually. And I'm on page 85. A couple of pointers. If you are in any leadership role at work, even if you are not, we are mostly trained to control as a way of meeting goals. The overall strategy of the work world is control. This might not be your personal strategy, just something you learned how to do at your 9 to 5. Unweaving control as a strategy at work is important in favor of real leadership. Realize that in your personal life, you may be a pleaser or an isolator. Name your personal strategy and work on that separately from any other roles you have in your life. In the United States and much of the rest of the world, the overall strategy for coping is distraction. Just look at the popularity of Facebook. Isn't it ironic? It is a distractor's paradise. Or notice the fast-pacing, quick edits, and frequent commercial breaks of television, and the movement towards sound bites instead of in-depth information. So while you may have distractor tendencies due to the environment you are in, your personal strategy may be controlling or isolating or pleasing. My belief is that all warrior goddesses can benefit from decreasing distraction in their lives. To run an experiment for change, pick a time frame and specific actions. Be clear and precise on what experiment it is you are running, and try to remain open to the outcome. If you believe you already know the result, it is not an experiment, is it? Experiments make it easier to try new things and can help us stay steady even when what we are doing is challenging. Here are a couple of ideas for not doings. You set the time frame and away you go. These are not forever actions, but a way to use your will to come into more choice. For controllers, do an opinion fast. Don't share your point of view even when you are asked for it. Go into silence. Make a practice of saying, I was wrong. For distractors, practice regular 5-minute focus sessions where you stop and bring your attention to your breath and body. Do one thing at a time. Wait 1 minute between tasks. My whole body constricted reading that. I'm clearly a distractor. For isolators, go out to a gathering or event even if you don't feel like it. Set your intent to meet one new person a day. Go deeper with someone you know and trust by sharing a vulnerability. For isolators, Nope, just read that. For pleasers, say no to any requests you receive that you would usually say yes to. When you are at someone else's house, don't do the dishes or extra work. If someone asks you where you want to have lunch, share your opinion. Any good experiment around shifting strategies is going to be challenging in some way because it will be unfamiliar. Be gentle with yourself. We take on specific strategies often as young children, and it can be surprisingly unnerving when we start to shift them. Stay the course and let the transformation happen. Our next Warrior Goddess lesson will guide us to dissolve old armoring and let the brilliance of your most inner power shine forth. Lesson 6 resources, gifts. Power comes from deepening our relationship with our innermost guidance. Strength comes from stepping toward and loving our fears and weaknesses. Old strategies sap our energy and come from trying to keep ourselves safe. Using our will and loving discipline to make new choices frees up our creativity and capacity. Beautiful. Thank you all for joining me. What a fun little reading time. Okay, so for those of you who joined in later, we are reading Warrior Goddess Training. We're starting at the beginning of the book and we're moving through the end of the book. We just finished lesson 6, so tomorrow we'll start on lesson 7, Open Your Heart. And with the new moon comes a new type of giveaway. So we had been doing daily book giveaways, but this time what I'm going to invite you to do is go to our website, www.warriorgoddess.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and join our list. And HeatherAsh will be doing a giveaway for her birthday, which is next week. We're so excited. And I'll put the website in our chat so that you have it. There we go. And it was so delightful to hang out with all of you. Have a great and fabulous day. Bye.